Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Leo September 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, Clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a deck, the artwork of which is still got to be up there in the top 3 as far as beauty is concerned. Of all the decks that I've seen over the years, it's in my humble opinion it is anyway. It's the Mercury deck. You may have heard of it. The artwork is stunning. What I love about this deck is that it allows you to go very, very deep. And it often has things to say that you just don't expect. And it has different things to say at different times. And of course it has different things to say depending on how the cards are arranged as between each other. Now, you probably know that I provide clairvoyant readings for people from all over the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you might be interested in exploring to see what is involved in that, just check out the information that's in the description below. Now, the other spiritual gift that was provided to me at birth is the gift of healing. Now, healing comes through me and not from me, as you would understand and expect. And the gift was provided on the basis that I receive nothing in return. That is to say, if someone wants it, I am to provide it, and it is to be provided by me with no obligation attached, no expectation, for free. Nothing will be sold to you. Nothing will be recommended to acquire from me or anybody else. It is as it is. So if you do have some emotional issue, or you feel you're just at your wit's end on something, it could be things to do with business or personal life, or things that have gone on in the past, things which might be happening to you physically, then I encourage you, don't be shy, reach out. It's part of my soul contract to provide it, and so I do so gladly. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this, and by the way, the information about that healing is in the description as well. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, and so you get to enjoy the reading direct. Now, because this has so much to say, we're going to take 5 and get it underway. Show me the magic. The Chariot. Good card for you. The Moon. Good. That's an interesting depiction of the moon. The Tower. Here is the 10 of Discs. Well, I won't give too much away, but that's really good as well. And here finally there is the Knight of Swords. Well, why don't I bring the camera around? You and I can have a good close look at the artwork on these cards together while the cosmic energies swirl, and I'll do the reading for you. What a particularly good month this is going to be for you. Maybe finding out some secrets here, some inner transformation going through, letting things go. Maybe as a result of things that you find out about people or situations, and readying yourself for a new start. But I'm going to start with this because it's just such great positive energy for you. This is Mercury in the sign of Virgo. Now, Mercury, as you probably know, is the ruler of Virgo, and it is also exalted in Virgo. Now, Mercury is the god of, it's neither male nor female. It's the closest planet to the sun, which is the source from pure consciousness into the world. It's the go-between, if you like. So you will find that you have the ability, I think, to persuade people, maybe even to manipulate people into doing what you want or getting what you want. You'll have great communication skills and really good at speaking and writing things to people. As I say, you'll be able to, through the force of what you say, get people on your side, get them behind you, rev them up, and lead. Now, it's in Virgo, of course, which is good organization. So you put Mercury communication, together with good organization such as is in Virgo, then you can't help but get success and abundance. So much so that I feel around here there is a real sense that your inner and outer richness is going to be on display for everybody. There's an inner richness which is going to come out from within you, but you're also going to be receiving things of value. Might be a lottery win, a small lottery win. You could have a small inheritance. You might get more for something that you've sold than you thought you would get. You might find that you are having a sale of unwanted goods and you do well out of it. There's a sense here that you really feel as if, from a financial point of view, that things are going okay for you. Now, you do realize that you have attracted to you everyone who is a part of your life, and you have created every situation in your life, and you create your own reality. Now, the wealth in you is in your hands now to do with it what you like. But be responsible, because you know that you can be endlessly wealthy. Now say to yourself, I am internally and externally rich and free and enjoy everything thankfully and in surrender. I can't help but look at this horse painting thing here. Now, it does remind me, now the evangelical Christians, the fundamentalists, the fundies, they will know this better than I do, but of course I'm a geek for religious texts from all around the world, and I'm sure that in the last book of the Christian New Testament there is, it's by the by, that book's called Revelation, and in chapter 6, I'm pretty sure it would be verse 5 that says, Then the Lamb broke open the third seal, and I heard the third living creature say, Come. I looked, and there was a black horse. Its rider held a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard what sounded like a voice coming from among the four living creatures, which said, A kilo of wheat for a day's wages, and 3 kilos of barley for a day's wages, but do not damage the olive trees and the vineyards. Well, whatever. I mean, that doesn't mean anything in relation to this reading. It's just my incredible recollection of trivia and a detail. Now, here we get into the main game. Now, starting with this one here, which is the Chariot. Chariot's a great number. It's about abundance. It's about success. It's about wealth. It's about cosmic blessings coming your way. I call this the child of the powers of water, the lady of the triumph of light. Now, there's a lot of Cancer energy around here, but don't let that put you off, because the Cancer energy around it is like the crab has a shell, doesn't it? And so I think that what you are doing is you are surveying the scene and making sure that you are protected before you start making a move into what is a new beginning. Now, this new beginning is going to be a change for the good, and you will be able to triumph in the face of adversity. You'll be overcoming problems. You are going to have success. But you know what's interesting? I think that this success is going to come to you with actually little or no support from anybody else. Now, this charioteer here, so I think that you are at this time, and I think what you are doing is, she's not moving. The thing is stable, because I think what she's doing is she's looking to see what's going to come from this and from this before she starts making a move. And here it is that she's examining all the possible consequences, before she dares to set the chariot in motion on this new beginning. Because once you start, there won't be any turning back. Nothing is going to stop the journey. There is an imminent, that is, it's about to happen as a new beginning here. Now this could speak of a journey or the start of some new phase in a relationship, in a living situation or a job, or some new phase of your life in general. Nothing should be hastily decided at present. But once all the groundwork is done, I don't think you should put things off necessarily, because everything points to favorable developments. But as I say, I think what you're doing is you're waiting to see how things unfold with these things here. And again, with reference to that Cancer energy which is around here, well, do you know that in times of breakthroughs or new beginnings, you need the protection and support of that shell, but that would manifest itself as the protection and support of a loving atmosphere which provides you with a sense of safety and security, because this change which is coming for you, I think it's going to bring a lot of excitement, a lot of unrest. This is definitely a time to avoid chaotic, disorganized, or loveless relationships. Now this new start for you, I think, is going to leave behind what you might have come to the conclusion are the boring routines of daily life, because you're going to be very inspired. You're going to have a lot of ideas. I see these ideas coming through here as well, incidentally. But you are now in the position to engage successfully in a lot of different activities. And this variety of activity is going to enrich you and it's going to stimulate you. But you're not going to lose sight of the goal, of the golden pot that's at the end of the road. Because the path ahead of you is actually paved with golden stones. This is the royal path, appropriate for you. And that royal path is traveled by every seeker in search of knowledge and inner transformation. Look, the oncoming changes, I think, promise to lead to a really positive phase in your life. So ready yourself for it. Put your affairs in order. Examine all of the possibilities as she's doing here. She's looking out. She's examining everything before she moves. Ready yourself. Put your affairs in order. You're going to leave a lot behind. You might ask yourself, and I think a lot of it is going to come through with this. We shall see. What area of your life do you think is going to be changing? And are you ready to get rid of the old and to bring in the new? This is a time for you to seek and to create for yourself a loving, secure environment. There you can plan the change or the journey. Just have the feeling here also that maybe your body needs a bit of activity now as well. Say to yourself, I motivate others positively. I am responsible for what I cause. I get things done really well and with ease. And I am putting my life in order and preparing for the new beginning towards abundance and success. Now, what she is looking at, as you can see her looking down here, is I think she's looking at this. Now the Tower card. Bang, look at all the red here. Mars energy coming into it. Do you know, a lot of people, I have been told by people that they're disturbed when the Tower card comes through. But actually, did you know that this is the best healing energy that you can get? It's contained within the Tower. Now Mars is here. This is the Lord of the hosts of the mighty. Mars, the warrior planet, here in full military attack, ready to conquer and destroy the tower that's here. So there is, and what you are looking at with that chariot there is something I think is going to prove to be quite a far-reaching inner transformation for you here. There is a great degree of healing with you, but what is happening is that the old is being destroyed to make room for the new. And that might bring some sorrows attached to it. It's not easy letting people or things go, but there is a release. There's also a revelation. You find out something, and you break down old forms and patterns. This all-consuming, purifying fire destroys the old and sweeps it away. Nothing is spared. Any attempt that you make to hold on to old, outworn things is going to be destroyed by this power. So, what you are left with is trust, the knowledge that all events in your life, they arise from the endless love of being itself and bring you the possibility for learning and recognition. Now, this understanding of the true nature of events, even apparent losses or painful or sorrowful disappointments, it transforms those into the valuable gifts that they really are. Now, times of what seem like desperation or inattention, when recognized, they really do become the most fruitful growing phases of your life. And as I say, well, sometimes, let me just push that around a bit, sorrow does prepare you for joy. It violently sweeps everything out of your house so that new joy can find space to enter. It shakes the yellow leaves from the bough of your heart so that fresh green leaves can grow in their place. It pulls up the rotten roots so that new roots hidden beneath, they have room to grow. And whatever sorrow shakes from your heart, far better things are going to take their place. So you must never be frightened if some sort of a sadness rises up before you, even larger than any you have ever seen. If a sort of a feeling like light and cloud shadows passes over you, be peaceful. You must think that something is happening with you, that life has not forgotten you, that it holds you in its hand and it will not let you fall. Now, why do you want to shut out of your life any uneasiness, any miseries, even any depressions? For after all, you don't know what work these conditions are doing inside of you. Now, it just may be that in the course of this apparent turmoil, which is a very healing time for you, I want to stress, it might be accompanied by, because there's a signpost here, which is this of the moon, which is really a final testing for you. Maybe it's asking you, have you made some wrong turns? Are you operating under illusion? The subconscious is at play here. So use your intuition that's available to you. This process, it's like a a moon which wanes, the waning moon, well, that's in the process of diving further and deeper into the darker realms of the soul. It is the time of final and often the most difficult and testing, and the danger of forgetting your true goal in this darkness, where sometimes you might think, I don't know which way to go. Now, temptations and illusory perceptions, is something real or is it an illusion? These things can lurk along the way when you have gone through this process here. And they can be ready to lead you down the garden path, so be careful about that. Now, this is suggesting to me, and it's probably something that you are becoming aware of as a result of this process, this energy that's all involved in your life. These cards all interplay with each other, of course. But it says to me that maybe that there is something in your life which is not as it appears to be. There is a situation that is deceiving. It's almost as if you are lost and unsure about which way to go. That you're out in the dark in the forest and there are no signposts. Now, this can represent the shadow self, the subconscious, which is all about the moon, or the hidden self. Maybe negativity that you've been harboring, possibly even since childhood, and you have suppressed. It actually needs to be released because its energy can be destructive. Feelings from childhood that have been repressed, they really often have a negative impact on people's current situations, don't you agree? In any event, I think now you are at the threshold here, in a threshold of a new life. This is the entryway into a higher consciousness. There is here the light reflected from the sun, which is letting that darkness disappear. In fact, the darkness is revealed as having been an illusion, mere shadows from which appeared to exist only because something was blocking the flow of light. And you need to know what things are blocking the light for you and sweeping them aside. They're going to help you with your transformation. They're going to help you push forward to success, because you have heard in this process the call of the unknown, and you are on the threshold of new experience. It's important now that you pay attention to the voice of your heart and look at things calmly and carefully, particularly if people are making, this might sound strange, but offers of assistance and guidance to you. Look behind the purpose of it. Now, you might also ask yourself this: what inner regions feel strange, alien, or unknown to you? Where are your blind spots? And what experiences are you most afraid of? Say this to yourself, though, because it's definitely true for you now. I enjoy making important decisions. I value honesty and integrity in relationships. I like what is mysterious within me, and, I don't mind what is mysterious in other people either. I express myself fully and openly, just like the moon. Well, where it's responsible to do so, I suppose. And through the choices that I make, I can always change my experiences. And if things do seem dark to me, sorry about that. My apologies, it's cheap equipment for you. I just lost my train of thought. If you do feel sometimes that you are in the dark and wondering about which way to turn, remember one thing. Even at midnight, you can be assured that the sun will rise at dawn. And at the darkest hour, as the saying goes, is just before the dawn. And finally, let's have a look at this Knight of Swords. And this is going to have something to say to you, but it could also be another person as well, of course. It can be either male or female. I'll make that statement up front. Gee, this looks like... to me, this character looks like it doesn't look like it's controlling where this thing is going. It looks like it's just going wherever it happens to be taking it. Now, I think people important to you at this time are going to be Aquarius and Capricorn. This is someone who's quite intellectual. You are going to be very intellectual, full of ideas and plans, very clever. You might be a bit domineering. Some people might think that you are elusive, hard to pin down. But I think you do become free of limited ideas and models, and now you do have a clear perception. Freedom is going to be important for you, because what you need to be able to think creatively is unrestricted freedom, don't you think? The creative process just cannot tolerate being limited in any way. I think that's why he's just crazily going around here. What we see here, though, is that sometimes you can have ideas which are superb, and yet you move on to another idea before fully developing the first idea. I think you will be seen by people as being very intelligent and smart. I also, I've done it again, just bash my head on that. Now, I do think that you are going to be very good at creating ideas quickly, but there could be a danger, as I say, of moving on without developing them. Now, your mind and intellect might be well ahead of its time, and particularly around people that you know. And other people might find it difficult to keep up with you. They might find you to be difficult to get to know. They might not understand what it is that you're saying. But with the aspect of this Virgo here and this Mercury that's with it, you'll overcome that. So I think it does talk about a need probably to slow down and analyze your thoughts, see if something practical can be gained from them. Now, free yourself from whatever limits your mind and spirit. Be sure that you express your ideas and plans in ways that other people are going to understand. And if you can stomach it, accept their opinions humbly. As I say, your thinking may just be ahead of its time, but you'll be able to adjust to make your vision workable in the present without sacrificing anything. Now, in the meantime, what beliefs, feelings, relationships, or programmed ideas do you allow to limit yourself? Say this to yourself: my creative possibilities have no limit, and they lead me on to abundance and success. Well, what a fascinating spread of cards for you, and made so much better by you being here. Well done, you. You did a great job. What a great reading for you. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I thought, and these cards are gorgeous, I think, in a way, but you know, I'm no artist, but they just appeal to me. Now, unless I see you privately for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing in the meantime, then I'll see you here again this time next month. And until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.